Hi, you guys. So I just wanted to come on and sort of touch on all the lives that were going on yesterday. And I'm saying live, Live, not lies. But there was some lies going as well. But anyway, so you when I was live yesterday, I guess King Payne was live, sort of a pre-show to his live with Jaguar. Now, when I got off live and I went over to his page, he was still, he was still alive, and a lot of the YouTubers were in the live. Tasha K was in there, and Vaughn was in there, and Armon was in there. I did not see Wiley. I don't know if I don't know. I still don't really know the full story of what happened with Tasha and Wiley, because I thought he was one of her mentees as well. So I don't even know how real that is, or if I even believe it, because I mean, just overnight, y'all just fell out. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, I don't really get it. So I don't really know the backstory on that yet. So I don't really have a lot to say about it. But he wasn't in the live. However, his name came up, and then they were all just kind of going back and forth with each other, and I was kind of thinking, even then, I was like, okay, so this is not really going to be about Jaguar, right? This is going to be about a pile up on Jaguar. And that's kind of what I was saying before. She don't owe all these people no conversation like that. And she really needs to get control of that. I mean, unless she just don't care, that's on her. But I feel like, based on the things that happened between her and Tasha K, she didn't owe Tasha K no conversation. Okay, and for someone that she supposedly is friends with, bring Tasha into that conversation, to bring Armand into that conversation, was kind of weird to me. But I guess she kind of knew they were going to be there because they were all in that pre-live, because I believe Jaguar came in the pre-live as well, somewhere in there. It was so much stuff going on last night, and then so much other stuff that outside of this YouTube stuff that's going on, that I still haven't touched on yet. I haven't got the videos up yet, but it's kind of hard to kind of remember. But I think Jaguar came into that live as well towards the end. Um, I just felt like, okay, so this is not going to be what I'm thinking it's going to be. This wasn't really a conversation between King Payne and Jaguar. He was kind of bringing up her situations with Tasha K, her situation with Armand. And I understand that he has a relationship with Armand as well. However, that really should have just been about Jaguar, where she's been, how she's doing, what's next? What is she gonna do? Does she plan on coming back? That's what I was thinking the conversation was gonna be. Not bringing up all that other stuff, but that's what it was. They kind of started bringing up all this stuff about why she called CPS on Tasha, and she was saying Tasha called CPS on Sweet Ma, which I didn't know. But like I said, I told you guys, Tasha K got into it with a whole lot of YouTubers. And this is why all those people were on her when that case was going on. But I didn't even know about the Sweet Ma thing. I know who Sweet Ma is. I do watch her videos, and I've never really heard her say anything about Tasha. So I didn't know that they had something as well. Um, so she was saying that Tasha called CPS on Sweet Ma, and so that's why she called her. She called them on her, and she said she sent videos. And I do remember that. Like I said, Tasha's channel wasn't always the way people see it now. And she was live, and that's when she used to drink, and I guess she was doing some other stuff. And she said that her daughter came into the live. And I know, like I said, in some of her older videos, it was more relaxed, like any of us would go live. And so her daughter probably came into the camera, right, back then. And so that's what she was saying, that I guess somebody screen recorded, or maybe they went and got the video and downloaded the video and sent that to CPS. And so they were just going back and forth about what Tasha was doing to her, about making a surviving Jaguar. And it was really more about Tasha and Armand and stuff that I really didn't care about, to be honest. I feel like if you guys put whatever it is out here about her, you put your feelings out here, she put her feelings out here. That was already out here. He should have used that opportunity to make that moment about him and Jaguar and not about all these other people. That's just my feeling about it. You guys can let me know what you thought about it, because it just kind of became too much, and bringing up all this old stuff. A lot of it I forgot about, and then they were, just bringing up all this stuff that was going on. Vaughn was in the pre-live as well, and he was making some accusations against Storm. So I don't really know what's going on between him and Storm. He said that he didn't have an issue with Storm, but then he sort of confirmed that Storm was using drugs or something, allegedly. I didn't say it, they said it, and I already took pictures of the comments, so y'all can't even lie and say y'all didn't say this stuff. Okay. So we ain't going there. Um he kind of, was saying, alluding to stuff like, so I'm just showing you guys, I do have the pictures. They were saying all kind of stuff. Um and so he was kind of alluding to, he was selling stuff to Storm. That's how he knows Storm was doing it. Now he can come back and say he was playing if he wanted to, but when you guys put stuff out here, you're putting it out here, and I feel like these people are doing this for reasons, right? And I'm not really necessarily defending Storm, but at the same time, if you're gonna have all these other people in a conversation, you should have had him in it too, right? You should have just invited. You should have said, Storm, come on and log in, right? That's how I feel about it, because they were throwing accusations around about him, but he wasn't there. Now the stuff that they was going back and forth with each other about is another story, right? He was saying Tasha was flirting with him when they met. And I'm speaking of Vaughn. Vaughn was saying these things because Tasha was saying that he had a restraining order against him from every woman he's ever dated. So she's alluding that he abused women. I guess that's what she's saying with that. And then, they tried to then make it sound as if they were playing around. Um, but I don't know, right? Tasha was throwing a lot of stuff out there about anybody who said anything about her. So I don't know. And you never know what's true, what's not. But I just felt like it was unfair in that way for them to keep bringing Storm up and then not just invite him. And then my whole thing about Jag, if you're going to forgive Tasha K, you might as well forgive Storm. Storm didn't even do nothing to you, to be honest. He just told you he didn't want to talk to you no more. You guys get what I'm saying? He really didn't do nothing to her. When she started saying certain things, like when she said that she was trying to introduce him to a man and all that stuff, obviously he's going to get upset. And so, yeah, I remember when he kind of went live and went in on her about her wanting to talk on the phone all the time, and, certain little things he was saying, but he didn't really do anything to her. Like, I feel like Tasha going to get this woman's child and her ex-husband and her family members is like next level. Like, that's a different type of stuff, right? Because now you're going to get her own family to kind of verify who you say she is. And so that's another type of getting at somebody. So if you're gonna forgive Tasha for that, then you can forgive Storm. And that's just how I feel about it. I thought the whole conversation then turned kind of silly, because if she's gonna sit here and hold conversations with all these people that she had issues with last year or year before, then you might as well talk to Storm, because Storm didn't do nothing to you. And then as far as this whole thing about he said that he was going to off her. He went live last night as well. He kind of let them say all the stuff that they were saying. He did the interview with Wiley. I didn't watch that one yet, but he interviewed Wiley. And then last night, after King Payne's live with Tasha K and all these other YouTubers, then Storm went live, and he just it was by himself. And then he invited his audience in, and Love Jones. I like the combination with him and Love Jones. They should do something together. And she kind of came on, and some other people came on. Um, and they just kind of talked about the stuff that they were all putting out here. And he's explained what he said and what Tasha took from that, and kind of turning it into what she's turning it into, by saying that he was going to off Jaguar. He said that If you guys remember, and this is when Night and Day, who's also here on YouTube, when they made that cartoon about Jaguar going to Atlanta. And I'm sure they still have that up there on their page. If you guys did not see it, you can go over there and watch it. So you can see for yourself. But Jaguar was moving around, and a lot of us felt like she was moving around to avoid people, the celebrities like Puffy and Alicia Keys and Mary J. Blige, so on and so forth, from hitting her with cease and desist, right? So, in order for them to serve her, they would actually have to serve her face to face. And so she was moving around, so they didn't really know where she was. That's what we thought. Like, that's why she was kind of moving around because she went on this American tour. um, they was kind of all over the place, and she went to Atlanta. And so everybody started, and I remember I made a conversation about this as well. They started saying how making videos about how she was gonna run into Storm or run into run into Tasha. And so and I think Tasha and Storm kind of halfway fell out as well, because I told you guys I felt like Tasha was trying to take that moment from Storm, and people was bringing it up to Tasha, but she tried to play it off like that wasn't what it was, that she didn't want him messing up her brand. But if you didn't want him messing up your brand, you should have stopped him from doing the interview from the beginning, because he announced that he was going to interview Jaguar. Okay, he didn't just interview Jaguar out the blue. So let's be clear about that. If you thought that was going to mess up your brand, then you would have stopped that before it happened. What happened was, for whatever reason, like I said, that video blew up, and it blew up probably because people wanted to hear what she was saying about Mary J. Blige. They wanted to hear what she was saying about Erica Badu, right? And Puff and all these other folk. That didn't blow up because it was just about Storm or about Tasha K, okay, at all. So let's be clear about that. And so, like I said, if she wanted to stop that, she would have stopped it before he even was trying to, when he was scheduling the interview, because I'm pretty sure that she was aware of it. And I told you guys that Tasha had made that statement. And this is when they still were doing the cellar, and she made the statement that she didn't want to talk to Jaguar. She said, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want it. I won't do that because I don't want to cross up these celebrities. Like, they make jokes about public stories about these celebrities, but Jaguar was talking from a different place. She was talking from personal experience. See, and there's a difference. So that's why I was saying it made her stories a little more validated, because she really and truly knew these people. And so they wouldn't even have to come live and say it wasn't true, or they would just have to do what they're doing, let it just sit out there. And people either people believe Jaguar or they don't, right? And it is what it is. But she put it out there. The only person that really came back and said anything was Talib Kweli, and of course Common, because SA was a part of it, right? And so and the fact that I guess Talib was having an affair on his then wife. So that was something that could really kind of tarnish their brands. And so that's why they spoke up. And so everybody else is kind of just letting whatever she said kind of linger out there. I think Moni Love said something to her as well, because she brought up her child or her children or whatever it is. So yeah, most people didn't respond to her, though. Just the people who felt like whatever she was saying would really harm their brands or whatever. And of course, you messing with somebody's child is going to trigger people. So anyway, so yeah, Storm, if she wanted to stop Storm, she would have stopped Storm from doing the interview at the front of it. She got upset because that video blew up, and that meant that was going to put Storm in a league with her, right? Because he was now getting these triple digit or double digit numbers, that he really wasn't seeing before he was doing that video with Jaguar, before he created that. And then all the other videos he created after that, they also got from the interview. He chopped it up and cut out certain little sections of what she was saying. And those videos did really well as well. And if you go to his channel, it will say most popular videos, and they're all lined up and they're all Jaguar. Okay. So I don't have to lie about nothing that I say. Anything I say, y'all can go and verify it. Um, so yeah, you can go over to his channel right now and you will see that it will say most popular videos, the videos that any of our channels will do that. It's going to put together all the videos that are getting the most hits. And so you will see that all that stuff that's on his channel that got the most hit is all Jaguar. It's not Tasha. Okay. So that's why I said Tasha helped him, but she did not put him over. He was going to get put over anyway from that Jaguar video. And then he will probably go viral again. Okay. He will probably figure out how to get with somebody else and it's going to happen again. Okay. I think people, Storm has an audience. And obviously, if you're talking about certain people or certain events and everybody want to know about it, then that's going to get you clicks, right? So there's no ancient Chinese secret to all this. Like we're not getting ready to act like Tasha or anybody else is sitting out here with the formula. Like it's really about what you're talking about and the interest people have in it at the end of the day. Now, people who are getting who just are creating these followings, like, and I'm not going to take that from Tasha, like a Tasha or Armon, it's because of the way they deliver their stories, right? They have the means to really make the appearance at their shows look a certain way. So, it's that part as well. I'm not taking that from them. So they're going to get the hits every day, regardless if they have a viral story or not, because people are interested in watching them and hearing what they have to say. But that doesn't mean somebody else can't go viral. Like somebody can just walk into YouTube and go viral if they have a certain story, right? That's kind of what I'm saying. So I feel like Storm can carry on. He's going to be okay without the Tasha factor. And like I said yesterday, if they're not writing his material, if he's really himself and he's creating his own commentary, then he's going to be okay because he was always the one that was really carrying himself anyway, right? She was only exposing him to the people who were following her channel, just like she's doing all these other people. Um, anyway, so Storm kind of went live, and Storm was like, yeah, he put up his white flag, and he was just kind of like, as I was saying, he was just kind of explaining that he never said he was going to off Jaguar the way Tasha is making the story sound. He When she went to Atlanta, I got off track, but I'm back on track now. So when she and her husband, I was happy to see her husband there with her because I know some people were creating commentary saying that's why she left YouTube because her and her husband broke up. But the husband was there as well, so they're still together. So I guess that story is not true. So anyway, when they went to Atlanta, there was tension between Jaguar and Storm, and so they were saying things back and forth to each other. Storm tries really hard. You could tell he tries to fight, even saying things to people. He'll continue on, and then people keep. I think the people that follow him, that keep asking him or saying he should say something. Ooh, excuse me. Hold on for a second. Okay. So yeah, they went to Atlanta. Long story short, I think Storm, like I said, he tries to avoid saying things to people, but I feel like the people who his storm chasers and the people he deal with, they kind of push him to, no, you should say something. So he was saying things to Jaguar. He finally started saying stuff back to her. I remember that because I do follow. Y'all know I follow Storm's channel. I've already said that. And so he was saying last night that what happened was he said to the police that if she comes in my house or come to my house, I will hurt her. And he said that he was saying this last night that he said that to 911 when he called the police on her. Now, I don't know, maybe he felt like she was going to get his information from somebody else that knew him. Because he said that they do have a mutual friend. And it's possible that Storm had relationships with other YouTubers as well, and they may know where he lived. And they may also know Jaguar. It's kind of like all that stuff that was going on last night. Like, all the people was up and alive, and it's like, this is not, it shouldn't even be about them. This is supposed to be about Jaguar. So anyway, I guess maybe he felt like somebody would give her his information, and he was like, if she comes to my house, if she come in my house, I'm gonna have to defend myself. And you guys have to remember, Jaguar also has a husband. So she's not she's not running up on people by herself. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he felt like, maybe was concerned about that, because she do talk at times. She talks a certain way about harming people. And so, well, not really harming them, but beating them up, or what she would do, and all this, the language that Jaguar uses, or she was using. And so he was explaining that last night. He was like, I never said that I was gonna off her. And then he kind of went into the thing about her saying that she didn't trust him around her children, which I didn't believe that, because Storm was going, like, all these people's pages have grown. Like, Tasha was living in a different house and in an apartment before she went and bought this dream house, right? So, and even the dream house, I believe Storm was in there as well. So Storm was all up in her house from the very beginning, because some of the shows that they were filming was at Tasha's house, because I remember her saying that she had Kevin Samuels in her house. So if you were filming these podcasts in your home, that means that Storm was in your home around your family. And then he was saying that she left her daughter with him anyway one time. And so he was saying, so if you felt like I was a threat to your children, why would you leave your daughter with me? And so he was just kind of explaining that. He was like, he didn't like the way she was trying to put that out there, is to say she felt like he might harm her children in some kind of way. And that's when he kind of opened up the phone lines, and people were, kind of pretty much like I was saying, like, well, why was all those other people up in there? And just kind of trying to encourage him that, just move on. If she don't want to accept your apology, then it is what it is. Like, you don't have to keep apologizing to these people, because he apologized to Tasha as well. um and then, like I said, he kind of just broke down some of the stuff that they're putting out here, as far as she don't trust him around her kids. And he said that he was going to off Jaguar. And I don't know what else the Barbie blue, the Barbie blue car. And the live was kind of funny. I honestly enjoyed Storm live more than I enjoyed the whole Jaguar thing. And I hopefully the next time, um it will just be King Pang and Jaguar. I don't think that you need to have all these people in the conversation like that, because you're making it come off like you don't know how to handle just holding a conversation by yourself. And they're making it look like you don't know how to hold a conversation by yourself. And you should probably think about that, because you didn't need to have all of them there um saying anything. It's one thing if they're in the comments, but it's another thing when you're making it a conversation around Tasha K. I didn't feel like Jaguar owed Tasha K no conversation. Um, and the other thing that I wanted to bring up about all of this, yeah, was the whole thing about Alicia Keys. Now, I need Tasha to kind of put her relationship with Alicia Keys on Front Street. Now, first of all, I don't believe you have no relationship with Alicia Keys, and that's my opinion. Okay. Now, Storm, she was saying Storm was lying about saying that he met Alicia. Um, I think she was claiming she knows her mother, and you guys know that Alicia Keys' mother is a Caucasian woman, and she's about 20, 30 years older than Tasha. So I'm trying to figure out how would that relationship form. I believe Alicia Keys and her mother are from New York. I believe the mother lives in New York as well. I don't know. I didn't even, I'm not deep diving into nothing. I really don't care like that. But I'm just saying, I'm trying to understand how Tasha would have this relationship with Alicia Keys' mother. Um, I don't know. And then she was like, well, he was lying. This is what she was saying in the comments. He was lying. He never met Alicia. Storm said this last night. Well, I don't know what she's talking about, but I know I was in Alicia Keys' mother's house, and then I was told I was in Alicia Keys' mother's house. Now, I don't know. Storm is of a particular age. It's possible he don't recognize Alicia Keys' mother. Alicia Keys' mother is not a celebrity, so some people probably don't know what she looked like if she was standing in front of them, right? So he said he was told that he was in the mother's house. He said that is a true story. Now maybe the mother do live in Florida. I don't know. And since Tasha is from Florida, it is possible that she crossed paths with Alicia Keys' mother some kind of way. I don't know. And she really don't say how. And she keeps saying that she only went after Jaguar because of Alicia. But then why is it that Alicia, with you having this so-called major platform, why haven't Alicia ever came on your platform? Why haven't Alicia ever came in your comments? Why haven't Alicia ever sent you any music before it got out here to anybody else and let you go on it and promote it for her, right? Like, why, how is it that you have this connection with this person, but there's no way of anybody knowing that you really had this connection with this person? So that's why I don't believe it. I think she just kind of made that up because she wanted to go after Jaguar to get Jaguar off of Storm. And I stand by what I say on that. I feel like she went after Jaguar because of Jaguar and Storm's relationship. That's what I believe. I don't believe it had anything to do with no Alicia Keys. Now, if you know Alicia Keys, and Alicia Keys need to pop up on your own channel. Alicia Keys need to give you some music before it hit the streets. Alicia Keys need to put you up on something that she's working on that nobody else would know about, right? Until she put it out here. Why wouldn't she come through her good friend, her mother's good friend, who has a platform where she can promote things, right? Like, so make that make sense to me. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So I don't believe it. And Storm said he was told that he was in Alicia Keys' mother's house. He didn't know that that was Alicia Keys' mother because, like I said, he probably, a lot of people probably don't even think about the fact that her mother is not black, right? And then they probably don't even think, about what her mother looks like. The lady could look different from the last time we've seen her. And I can't recall the last time I've seen Alicia Keys' mother. I know earlier on in her career, her mother was um, around, right? And she was in one of her videos. You would see her more, but as of late, we have not been seeing her mother. So it is possible for people to be around her mother and not know that they are around her mother. And like I said, Storm is only 30 years old. He was a small child when Alicia Keys hit. So he would not, he wouldn't know this stuff. And people have to be mindful of that, of his age. So yeah, I don't know. I don't believe it. I think that, like, it's like I said, she was trying, and she even said it in one of her videos, and I think Armon was bringing that up, that she did not like the relationship between Storm and Jaguar. And so I think that that's what she really was after. She was trying to break that up. So she took Jaguar off of Storm and put her on her. And then she created that documentary to try and make it look like she's lying about all this stuff that she's saying. And I don't think that she was lying about everything. She could have been exaggerating a lot of stuff. I think that she did witness a lot of stuff. I think that she do know some stuff about some of these people because even some of them have already acknowledged that they had relationships with her. So I don't think that she was lying about everything she was saying. I don't. Some of it, yeah, she could have been, and some of it she was exaggerating, because especially about people she didn't know. Like, I feel like if she didn't really know Tevin Campbell, then there's no way for her to really know what he was doing in the streets of Los Angeles. Right? Remember she was saying, never mind. But anyway, Tevin Campbell recently came out, right, and said that he is gay. And so I was just, and I was kind of wanting him to hold conversations like that with Jaguar, and not all this YouTube nonsense. Jaguar don't owe Tasha K no conversation. She needs to apologize to Jag if she wants to talk to her. That's how I feel about it. Um, but people can feel however they want to feel. I'm not caping for Storm, but I do feel like if they were going to have if he was going to have all those other people in the conversation, then he should have had Storm in the conversation as well, right? And Wiley, for that matter, because I don't know what's going on between Wiley and Tasha, so I have to look into that. Um, Maybe she got upset because, but Storm and Wiley have been talking to each other. They have been going live with each other for a long time. Like, his relationship with Storm didn't just happen. So I don't know. Maybe she told him she didn't want him, because someone was saying that last night in Storm's live too. Tasha comes out like she wants to control people, and I said that as well. She do, and I think she thinks using that contract is gives her that right, and it really don't. But they, and a lot of that stuff was stuff they should have got off, up front before he even signed a contract with her. Like, she should have made sure his value system was the same as hers, and that he was really trying to do the same things that she was trying to do, because Storm is his own person, and if he wants to go to OnlyFans, that's his business. Like I said, everybody and their mama is on OnlyFans. Literally, everybody is on OnlyFans, so that's not no big deal for him to go on OnlyFans, okay, or porn or whatever he want to do. That's his business. That don't have nothing to do with nobody else. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it, because his whatever he's doing on OnlyFans do not have to come to YouTube. That's my whole point. He could still have his YouTube platform, and have his OnlyFans platform in a separate, have a completely separate audience, because everybody's not into the same things, right? So he could have went to OnlyFans and build a completely different audience. Tommy Sotomayor is on there. There's a few other YouTubers that are on OnlyFans as well, um, and celebrities and just people, right? Murad Morelli, Murad Morelli, child, was over there shoving his foot in people's mouths. uh, he was over there shoving his feet up people's mouths. So, I mean, and nobody knew about it for a very long time. So he could have built a separate audience on OnlyFans like everybody else is doing. I think Tommy sort of um, wanted to get people who were interested in going to OnlyFans from YouTube. That's why he was bringing it up to the people on YouTube. But he really didn't have to. He could have just tried to build his audience over there. But he wanted people from YouTube to go over to the OnlyFans platform, so that's why he was bringing that up to them. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like hopefully in this part two, he will keep the conversation between Jaguar and himself, and just talk to Jaguar. I don't really care what everybody else have to say. If they want to talk to Jaguar, then they should reach out to her and try to get that going for themselves. But to come run into this man's conversation, and putting their 2 cents into it, and then he repeating what they're saying in the comments, and it was a lot. It was just too much going on, and I felt like that was a gang up, right? It was kind of like a gang up on her. Um, but yeah, she would have did better going to Storm, because obviously that would not have happened that way, because he obviously I think Armon is okay with Storm now, but I don't know that he would have went to Storm's channel if Jaguar was over there. But yeah, he apologized to Tasha. He apologized to Jaguar, And he was just saying, I don't want to be involved in all that stuff. I just kind of want to be left alone. I'll leave y'all alone. Y'all leave me alone. Pretty much when it was, and hopefully it will go that way. But I get the feeling it won't. Um, Now, Vaughn making accusations about Tasha flirting with him is interesting, and then she was saying, he had the restraining orders by all these girls. I don't know how true that is. Um, and she kind of hinted. I don't know if they were listening to me talk about people putting hits on people, but maybe other people are saying that as well. Because I think Mouth TV was saying it as well, and they were in the comments as well. There was a lot of YouTubers in the comments, and Quad from Married to Medicine was in the comments, and she was saying, "Do I have the picture?" She was saying, "Storm wouldn't hurt a fly." I thought that was funny. I think she was in the comments. Is this it? She was in the comments and she was like, "Storm would hurt a fly." And I was like, yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that he would just come out saying he would take um, Jaguar out. I think when they were threatening to come to him, or they would, when they come to Atlanta, they would pull up on him or however Jaguar words the stuff that she says. I think that's when he probably was scared because they really were in Atlanta. And so he didn't know what her intentions were, why she was there, right? Even though she said she was there visiting somebody else. Because she was even at the person's house. So she really wasn't there for Storm. But she said if she saw it, just like they did that whole thing with Toxic Diamond when they were in Las Vegas. Um, so yeah, he probably said that in that situation, and he said that he goes to therapy and stuff because Tasha was bringing that up as well, that he sees a therapist. But everybody should, I have a video that I'm about to put up about this whole self-help stuff. Everybody should be worried about their mental health, everyone. So that's not something that, to be trying to say something like you're saying something about somebody, because she needs to see one as well. I think she said she is. Everybody should be concerned about their mental health, and especially when you're on these platforms saying and doing all this stuff and getting caught up with the FBI. And especially her, like she caught up in all kind of foolishness. You probably need to be seeing somebody more than anybody. So anyway, I'm not concerned about him sitting there. At least he's doing something to better himself, right? At least he understands that it's important to have a healthy mind, to stay in a healthy mindset. So I don't have any issues with Storm saying a therapist, and she was saying that she was bringing that up as well, and they were just trying to take hits of Storm. It just felt like a pile up on Storm and then a pile up on Jaguar. But whatever, he will be okay. I think that he'll be okay, and that's it. Oh, yeah, that's what they're saying, but it didn't sound like it, though, right? Did it sound like they were all friends behind the scene? And if they're all friends behind the scene, then why not let Storm dip into this conversation? If they're all friends behind the scene, because he could have been over there as well, and so could Wiley, Willie, Vanilli, or whatever his name was, the little young guy. I don't know if he's still on YouTube or not. I mean, all these people could have been on there. Why not? Hey, Nick at Night could have jumped in there. I mean, if everybody's just friends behind the scene, then let all the friends come through. So I don't believe that. I think they're saying that to save face to you guys because they don't want you to take a side. That's what I think. They don't want y'all to take a side. So they're pretending like they are all cool and whatever. But the truth of the matter is they probably are not, because they were saying nasty stuff back and forth to each other. And I didn't really necessarily find some of that stuff funny. I think making fun of somebody putting a hit on Vaughn is not funny to me. That's not funny to me. And yeah, he was holding his own with Tasha. I mean, he was holding his own with Tasha. I'm not saying that he's no victim like that. Okay. But I just don't, me personally, I don't find it funny to make fun of somebody trying to kill somebody because somebody really tried to kill that man. For real, for real. And they could still be trying to kill him for all we know, whoever it is, because it may not be Tasha. It may not be Tasha and Chelsea. And she was telling me because she's a gangster. You might be. And you out of the craziest state of all, Florida. You might be, honey bud. We don't know. You might be really leading the winos for real. You might be a real fierce leader. How would I know? I'm just saying. I don't know what y'all got going on in y'all real life. For real, for real. Uh, because you do have a bunch of crazy people following your page, like somebody was saying to Storm. You do have She do have a bunch of crazy folks following her page that's keeping up a bunch of mess. So I don't know what she's capable of. So I don't know if that's true or not. Oakland Barbie, Oakland Barbie. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if they're all friends. They're saying that. I think they're saying that for you guys' sake, for the people who really follow these channels and watch all these videos. They don't want you guys to take all this stuff seriously. And I also think they're saying that for the entertainment industry's value of it as well. Because, like I said, Quad looked like Quad was in the comments, and it could be other people under fake accounts watching to see what Jaguar was going to say, right? And if she was going to start up on them again. So you never know. They could be saying these things for different reasons. But I don't believe it because if they were that cool, they wouldn't have been so quick to keep taking hits at each other like that. He was saying Tasha was flirting with him from the very beginning. And he was like, well, you didn't get me no computers and all that stuff. She was like, well, I got you an apartment and I got you were sleeping with my producer pretty much. That's what she said. And don't say you didn't say it. Cause like I said, I'd already screenshot, got the screenshots. So don't be coming over here and talking about I'm making up stuff on y'all. Cause y'all said this stuff in the comments. And so she was like, well, you got my producer and you got an apartment. So I'm assuming she's saying she paid for the man's apartment. They was kind of going back and forth. I don't know that I think that they're really friends like that. I think that they won't tolerate each other enough to sit in a live together, right? And then also they're getting their names put out there to people that are coming to see what Jaguar is talking about. Because remember, Jaguar was all over the place. She was in all kind of sectors. She was over in the fight sector. She was all over the place, all these different sectors. So she had a lot of YouTubers that were in that live. Even if you didn't recognize their channels or whatever, a lot of people were in that live, and so they were also putting themselves out there in case the video do well. But I think the video really wasn't about Jaguar to me. She spent a lot of time explaining what was going on between her and Tasha, and she apologized to her mom because she was upset. Her mom had said, and I just talked about that already. I don't even really want to talk about it anymore. But the whole Summer Walker thing, and a lot of us was trying to get her to talk to Armon. Like we were saying, Armon, you and Jaguar should talk. But before we could look up good, she had already went on and decided to talk to Storm. And so that's why Armon thought that Storm was trying to do some underhanded stuff because he was already having conversations with Jaguar. He wasn't having a personal conversation with her, but she found his video when he went in on her about the storm. I mean, about Summer Walker, because she had said Summer Walker looked like she had, y'all know the stuff she put out there. And so Armand was taken up for Summer. And so Jaguar got upset and she said something about Armand. And we was like, well, y'all need to talk to each other. Armand, you should try to talk to Jaguar. But then, buddy, like I said, we looked up and she was talking to Storm, but Storm and Armand don't get along, and so it kind of came off away. It came off like Storm was trying to do something underhanded and take a conversation away from Armand. Okay, I'm gonna have to get off of here. Yeah, everybody was there last night. It was a lot of people, even though some people that you guys probably don't recognize that are not big names. There was a lot of people in there because of their relationship, like I said, with Jaguar. Um, because she was all over Bigo. You guys, if you guys have Bigo, you know she was all over Bigo. She was talking to Nature Boy. She was hooking up with Tokyo Tony. She was with Night and Day. So you guys get what I'm saying? Like people who follow those channels, when they see Jaguar's name, they're probably gonna go to see what she's saying wherever she is. So I don't know. It wasn't really about Jaguar, but they said that they're going to do a part two. And maybe he will keep it on Jaguar and tell the rest of these people to chill out. Or he won't, if they can be in the comments, but they shouldn't, he should not make the conversation about them. That's my feeling. That's how I feel about it. But he can do whatever he want to do. That's his channel. Um, but I'm just saying, from where I'm sitting, if you're going to make up with all these people, you might as well make up with Storm because Storm didn't do nothing to her, to be honest. Um, because and to be honest, a lot of them didn't even want to give Jaguar their platform because they are scared of those celebrities. Okay, let's be real about that too. They didn't even want to give her their platform because even Armand was hesitating about talking to her, right? Storm was willing to let her on his platform. And that's another thing she didn't understand. And people were trying to explain that to her, not just me. People were trying to explain it to her in her comments and stuff. Like, they didn't even want to talk to you, number one. But the minute she started talking to Storm he went viral, then all of a sudden everybody wanted to have her on their channels and stuff, right? So yeah, if you could talk to all them people, you could talk to Storm. Storm didn't do nothing to her, and Storm don't even come off like like he gonna pull nothing on nobody and do nothing to nobody. Right? I'm not saying he's sweet and innocent because he's not sweet and innocent. He's very greasy at the mouth, but he is not. He don't strike. He's not. He don't give me. I'm gonna pull out and just do something to harm somebody for no reason. I don't get that energy from him at all. But if somebody is trying to hurt somebody, they have a right to self defense. Like, we're not going to sit here and pretend like that's a crime for you to defend yourself. So, anyway, if she could talk to all them people, she could talk to Storm, but she could do whatever she wanted to do. That's her business. But I feel like all of that is still holds a lot of negativity and it's a lot of drama. And if she wants to stay in the middle of all of that, that's on her. I mean, it is what it is. But she could go and develop her own channel and develop it in a completely different direction. That's all I'm saying. She don't have to be on YouTube doing all this foolishness for no clicks, like the way everybody else is doing that. And that was always my point. She did not have to take that route, but she chooses to take that route, and that's on her. You know, that is on her. Um, but you guys can let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. So yeah, if you didn't see Storm's video, like he looked nice too. When he got a haircut and stuff. I guess he he's trying to make himself feel good because he know he was gonna get right. They was gonna ride on him yesterday. But yeah, go over to his channel and watch the video because it was funny too. Because when he let the audience in, it really got funny because he have his storm chases as well. People were defending him, and I enjoyed the conversation between him and Love Jones. So I don't know who she is, but I think she has a YouTube channel as well, and they probably should do something together. A lot of people weren't telling them that, but they were funny together. She plays off of him really well, and his temperament because Storm is not. He gets excited when he's doing his commentary, but you could tell that that's not. He's not that person. Like he's not the way they're trying to make him out to be. He's slightly conservative in his. You could tell in the way he is, and I think that's why a lot of older people tend to lean towards him because he has a calmness about him to be a young man, um, and more so than some of these other people. Now, it is what it is. people can do what they want to do. I don't think that he should lose any sleep over nobody not talking to him. That's how I feel about it. If they don't want to talk to you, it is what it is. Keep moving, because you're gonna have another opportunity. If this is what you do, you're saying this is what you want to do, you can find other people. You can find you another booker. Chelsea is not the only person in America that know how to book celebrities. Okay, you can find you another booker. You can find other people to create commentary with. I think that like I said, and Love Jones, they make a nice pair together. They play off each other well. He can work with her. He can do whatever he want to do. He do not have to allow people to sit and make him feel like he can't succeed at this without them, because he can. And it is what it is, because there's a lot of people that's doing really well on YouTube and they don't even know Tasha K. So let's be clear about that. Thank you. Exactly. Like, I'm just saying, he don't have to lose no sleep over them sitting over there saying all that stuff about him. I can understand him wanting to clear up the thing about the drugs and clear up her talking about she don't trust him around his kids, because that's really nasty. And people were saying to him that he should file, and against Tasha, but he probably, above anybody, he probably know what Tasha K is really worth money wise. he probably he probably know what she really worth, and he probably know if that is worth going after or not, right? Because she already owed this woman $4 million. So, but yeah, if she's putting stuff out here and it's a lie, and she can't prove it, and if Vaughn can't prove, if Vaughn's sitting out here saying that he was selling, is Vaughn really going to court to tell the judge that he was selling somebody drugs? So if y'all saying all this stuff, but do y'all really have the backup with the stuff that you're saying? And people were saying that to him last night. You should file a lawsuit against her for defamation, for saying some of that stuff, or trying to allude that he would harm her children. um, stuff like that. Stuff like that is hurtful. It could be hurtful to somebody's image. Like, that's not okay for you to do that. But then the gay community should be side eye on her as well, because of her. She's definitely trying to allude that she thinks gay men would do certain things like that as well. Y'all ain't heard it from me. I'm just saying, just listening to her say that is like, okay, well, why would she think that? Why would she think it? What child have you been around, Storm, while he's around a child? Because Storm did not have kids, and he don't even have family in Atlanta. So what kids have you been around Storm with that is putting you under that impression? And so it's not okay for you to put stuff out there like that. And so, yeah, when people start going too far, going places like that, he could hit her with another defamation. But it's a lot of people on here already talking about hitting Tasha with defamation lawsuits. So Storm know if she even got anything else to give. So, I mean, that's up to him if he wants to go there. But he was like, no, I'm going to wave the white flag and just, let bygones be bygones. And hopefully they will leave him alone while he leaves them alone. Um, but yeah, she said some things that crossed the line. Once again, she's crossing lines. So I guess she did not learn from that whole Cardi B situation. So but that's up to him. He seemed like, he's in a peaceful place. He wasn't really saying that he would go after her, but I guess if she don't stop, he might. Because she kept going with Cardi B. She really could have avoided that Cardi B situation if she would have just let it go, but she didn't. And so, I don't know. We'll see how far she will go. Maybe she will turn around and try to apologize herself. Because he kind of is like, he's moving on. He said what he had to say last night, and he's just gonna move on from it. But like I said, if you're gonna invite all these other YouTubers and y'all saying y'all real cool on the back end, then Storm should have been over there as well. If you got stuff to say to Storm, y'all should say it to his face, right? That's how I feel about it. But let me know what you guys think about all of this, because I have some other videos that I want to get up. Are you guys following all this stuff about Nicki Minaj and Cardi, they were going at it. Well, Nicki wasn't really in the conversation, I don't think. I think Cardi got upset as one of, and that girl need to get she really did get off social media. But her husband, it came out that her husband is filing a lawsuit against his label, QC. And so, people were jumping on him in the comments, and they were bringing up Cardi. And so, of course, here come Cardi, right? She just need to go out and become a full-time blogger herself. So here she comes. She jumps in the comments, and then you just start going back and forth about people's husbands and whose husband is this and whose husband is that. And so now they dropped this audio about Jennifer Hugg, saying that she tried to recant her story in the very beginning about Nicki's husband. So I don't know how legit the audio is. I don't know how old it is. I think people are trying to figure that out now, if this is new audio, because they could have paid her to say this at this point. I mean, this lady that went out on interviews. She was on The Real. Wasn't she on The Real or The View or one of those shows? And so why all of a sudden now you're changing your story, right? And so it's that part. I might come back and talk about that in the video after I look into it a little more. But I know people are saying they're trying to see how if it's real, if it's a real video, because this video just appeared, and how old it is, because they're trying to say this was long before Nicki got with her husband, that she recorded this audio saying that she was trying to take the story back, that he did not harm her. So I don't know. But yeah, I feel like all of that started from that whole conversation about Cardi B's husband. What's his name? Offset. um, he put it out there that they're not helping his career or whatever, put some album out. And so it kind of went into Cardi, and then Cardi jumped into the conversation, and then they started talking about people's husbands. And then all of a sudden now we got this audio. But let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. Do you think the audio is real? And how do you feel about people doing stuff like that? Like, why? Because first of all, that guy didn't have no money. He got money now, but he didn't. Why would she make that up in the very beginning when she was 16? Like, why would she make that up? So I don't even know if I believe that, but I don't know. We'll see how true it is. I'm just kind of curious of why she would make that up from the very beginning. And then they have him out here. Didn't he go to jail or something? And then they have him out here as a registered sex offender and all this kind of stuff. It's just a lot. Like, that's a lot for you to try to come back now and say that you didn't, that nothing happened. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments, and about this whole Storm and Jaguar situation. And do you think that the King Payne should just be King Payne and Jaguar, and that's it? The next interview would not have all these other people putting their 5 cents in. Um, but let me know or maybe you guys enjoyed it that way. You can let me know that as well in the comments, because maybe people want it. Maybe they like seeing all of that. I didn't like it, to be honest, because I felt like it was just taken off of her, and us really finding out what she's been up to and what was going on with her and why she left social media. That's what I was trying to figure out. I didn't really care to hear why her and Tasha was going at it, because I feel like I know why they were going at it. But anyway, let me know what y'all think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.